Hey guys, yesterday, one of the saddest days of the year for Bundesliga fans. The season's over. Oh, what a good season. Bayern won again. Dortmund off by 10 points, but you know what? If they would have won those last two games, maybe it could have been, 6 points off. Because I'm tired of the Bayern Liga stuff, but you know what?
They're too
Bundesliga?
strong.
No. Yes, Bayern are too strong.
They're too
Put
strong.
Bayern in the Premier League, put Bayern in La Liga, put Bayern in Serie A. They're up there to win every year. To win every year. They're just that much of a dominant force,
Yeah.
Really good season. I've liked a lot of the teams. They've really outdone themselves. Like Hertha, for a good bit there in third place. They dropped off towards the end, but Hertha had a very, very tremendous season. They've really played out of their skin. It's kind of been like a little battle for the third places. For constants between Bayer Leverkusen, Mönchengladbach, Schalke, and Mainz. I'm surprised Mainz has sixth place. Like that's, for a very defensive team. They have a great keeper in Loris Karius. They have a good depth, a really good team, and I'm actually really surprised they're up there. A lot of surprises this year. Wolfsburg. They struggled. Obviously with the Champions League, they started to struggle, and you know what? Our priority is Champions League. We won that 3-0 game against Real Madrid, and then after that. 2-0?
2-0.
Okay, my bad.
They beat them 2-0 in the first leg.
And after that, Real Madrid just took it back to them, and they kind of suffered for that. I didn't think they're going to beat Madrid. I would have loved for them to beat Madrid.
Would have been incredible if they would have.
Yeah. But Hamburg. I'm a Hamburg fan. To all my buddies out there, if they're watching, I don't think they understand my English, but 10th place, not something to be proud of. But for a team battling relegation for the past couple of years, it's good. It's mid-table. It's good to see. We're offloading a lot of players. Like losing Rudvin's going. What's his face? The Serbian guy is going. A couple players are going. Ilicevic is going. I like Ilicevic. And hopefully, they bring in some decent talent. Demiravi's had a really good season for Düsseldorf, and I would love to see our youth come in. We're a mid-table team right now, so hey, let's bring our younger guys from the academy, bring them up, let them play. We're not expected to do good. We develop them, and guess what? Maybe we'll be challenging for the Upper League or Champions League in a couple of years. But if we buy these mediocre players trying to survive every season and try to get mid-table, what do you expect? Expect to do poor. Have young players, really develop them, and give the fans something to cheer about. I've been watching a lot of games, and Bundesliga has incredible fans. But I'll just say, Hamburg fans are some of the most loyal that I know. They'll just die for the team. It is just miserable watching at times, But hey, I really hope they do turn things around. Adler had an incredible season. Coming up for the Euros, like we've had really tremendous goalkeeping. Like Horn's been incredible, Karius has been incredible, Adler's been incredible. Despite Hanover being in last place, Ziele's actually been really phenomenal this season. Obviously, his last place, conceding 62 goals. He's been really good. Just Hanover in general have been really poor, and it's unfortunate to see that. So whoever picks up Ziele is going to have a real gem on their hands. And then you have Leno, who's been phenomenal for Bayer Leverkusen, and obviously Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer has just, been really outstanding this season. So it's going to be interesting for the Euros coming up, Talking about the national team, not the Bundesliga, but I'll swing this over to you. Do you have anything to say?
No, it's not really a surprise when Bayern wins every season, but they're too strong. They're too strong of a team.
Okay, I'm not saying that Bayern aren't a good team, but when you when you enunciate it like that, and make it sound like Bundesliga's garbage as a whole, which I don't like that statement, which it's not.
It's a Bayern, as of now, it's a Bayern league. In a few years, we'll see. But, they continue to get stronger every year. They have Mats Hummels coming in. They have Renato Sanchez coming in. Ancelotti, who's, in my mind, a better manager than Pep Guardiola.
Easily.
He's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to do very, very well in the future. The most complete team I've seen in a good while, and it's unfortunate that they didn't win Champions League
Pep's fault
this year. And a lot of the blame can be put towards Pep between putting Kimmich and Alaba back at center back, which is just stupidity at its finest.
He didn't play him either games at center back. The when they lost to it's when they lost to Atletico. Just letting you know that.
He put Alaba there.
He put Alaba there,
He
but
put
not
Alaba
Kimmich.
there. No, that would have been just stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
It's suicide, pretty much. Just putting
Yeah.
Kimmich against Griezmann. But he played, I know he played Alaba, yeah. But, Dortmund, they have a valuable asset in Aubameyang. If they keep him or not, we'll find out in the summer. Bayer Leverkusen, it'll be great in a couple of years with young guys like Jonathan Tah, Julian Brandt, Jedvai, which Roma let go for absolutely nothing, which is very stupid. Wendell as a left back is really good. Leno, who's an incredible goaltender.
Just signed a contract extension.
He did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Magaba, Schalke, it's a very good league. Other than Wolfsburg, it's a very, very good league. I'm not trying to say it's not, but and for next year and maybe even years to come, a few more years down the road, it looks like Bayern look unbeatable.
No, again, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, as a whole, entertainment-wise, you can watch basically any team in the Bundesliga, and it'll be a good game. It'll be fun to watch.
No, I mean, I started watching Bundesliga this year, and I never really used to watch it. I've been watching it, and it is a rather entertaining league. There aren't too many defensive teams, and a lot of them do play attacking football, which is very good to see. But it's the same teams, and you could make the argument for any league. You could say, yeah, Italy, it's always Juventus. Spain, it's always Barca and Madrid. You can make that argument for any league. But Bayern, Dortmund, Leverkusen, Gladbach, possibly next year, it's going to be the same top 4 or top 5 for a good while. But
next year, I'm expecting a little toss-up. Especially with Ancelotti coming in. I don't think Bayern are going to win next year. Nothing against Ancelotti, but he's been known for not winning the league. And it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Because he wins Champions League.
If they win Champions League, who's going to care if they lose the league, right?
Yeah, they win Champions League, that's why. He actually wins Champions Leagues. He doesn't just lose.
Next season, I'm really looking forward to next season. Bayern, like I said, pick up Hummels. That's a huge fiasco.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the Dortmund fans. I have my own theory about that. I'm looking into these few factors. For one, Hummels is easily one of the top 5 center backs in the entire world. He's the captain. What's it called? They're offloading a bunch of players, and
Aubameyang's probably
the players weren't leaving. And what was my point I was talking about earlier? What was my last point?
How they let guys go for no money whatsoever.
That's not what I was talking about. What's it called? No, the rivals. I'm sorry. Hummels for 38 million euros. Considering all these things, especially for Bayern, that's actually a little. Considering all these factors, that really, really kind of drops his value.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be not going for 38 million euros. In his 1-year contract left. He said he wants to go to Bayern. He would leave next year for free. 38 million euros is a lot. And me personally, when I heard about that, the way he treated the fans, and when the fans were being all skeptical, and granted, what he did, it's disgraceful to the team.
Mm-hmm.
But how he commented and his reactions to everything kind of makes you think maybe Dortmund just pushed him out of the door. It's like, leave, we want the money. Dortmund are running things like a business recently, which I'm not particularly a fan of.
It's a continuing cycle. It's happened. How many?
I'm sorry.
3 years. Götze left. They let him go for no money. Lewandowski went for free. Now Hummels, and they just continue to let their quality players
and that's on
go
management.
For no
that's
money
on the board
whatsoever.
You know what? Not that the Bayern are a good team; they don't attract players, but Dortmund's gonna say, if you're getting Götze, you gotta pay. I'm sorry, he went pretty cheaply for what Götze is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Lewandowski, he went on a free. He truly wanted to go to Bayern. I don't have nothing against Dortmund on that one. You can't. When he first came to the Bundesliga, he wanted to go to Bayern.
Yeah.
So it can't sway him that way. But Hummels too, And they're getting rid of these players. They got rid of Kagawa. Honestly,
he came back, though.
One thing about Bayern, United wanted Muller. Okay, 100 million pounds, not euros, pounds. Dortmund saying Aubameyang, potentially, right now, people are seeing him as one of the best top 5 center forwards in the world, strikers. What? 75 million euros. I'm sorry, for a guy with like Aubameyang,
it's still a lot of money.
No, it's not. I'm not saying it's not a lot of money.
I mean, it's not.
But
Exactly
how much the
change.
players are going for right now? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous how much they're going for. Real Madrid.
Well, they can thank
if they had to pay over 100 million for Aubameyang or Lewandowski, they easily would. And
okay, Lewandowski. Okay, Lewandowski and Aubameyang, though.
No, Lewandowski probably go for 150 million
yeah.
if they really push for. But Aubameyang can easily make 100 million euros to buy him. But they're saying no, they're letting him go for cheap. They're letting him go easy. They're not trying to hold on their players. It's not that the team's not good. They gotta keep their core. You know, you gotta build chemistry. And you know, if you let a player leave, a very vital player like Aubameyang or something like that leave after 1 or 2 years when they really start to click, like next year, if they keep all their players, say Hummel stayed, Dortmund would easily win the league. I think they'd easily easily is a stretch, but I think they'd have a very, very good chance of winning the league. Also, I feel like they'd make a very, very good Champions League run. I think they can make another potential semi-final, final. The way they've been playing this season, Mkhitaryan is finally becoming the player that they thought he would be. He's been playing. He's been hot. I remember there's a little Twitter thing saying Mkhitaryan for Ballon d'Or.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he hasn't. He's kind of dropped down towards the end of the season. But Dortmund scored 80 goals. 82 goals.
They actually had the most goals.
No, Bayern. Actually, yeah, they had the most goals.
They had 2 more goals than Bayern did, yeah.
They're averaging, what, 3-4 goals a game. They're playing very potent attacking football. They were just incredible this season. Imagine if they kept that team. But no, they keep on getting rid of these players. It's not like a couple years ago when they're in bankruptcy and they're broke. They don't need the money now. But they keep on taking the money. So you know what, if you, whatever, Hummels wants to leave. I'd want to keep him, but if he really wants to leave, then you don't want a player that doesn't want to be there, right? Aubameyang loves Dortmund. But obviously he wants to go to Madrid for his grandfather and plus himself. So, but at the same time he loves Dortmund. He'd probably stay for another 2 years. Real Madrid usually buy players for that much money, usually in their prime. Aubameyang is, what, 25 years old? They could probably wait another year.
He's 26 or 27.
26 now? No. He recently turned 26, if anything.
Okay, yeah.
They always buy players around their prime, you know? Or unless they have the most, you know, about their Galacticos.
The Galacticos signing.
Yeah, and the clause.
That's actually a clause. I couldn't believe that. That's actually a clause. They have to sign the best player in the world. That's something else, but yeah, no.
And like at the same time too, I'm looking at all these other teams that actually had pretty good seasons, but they dropped off. Mönchengladbach, they had a really great season.
They
like,
started off very poorly.
Yeah, they started off very poorly.
Yeah, they started off very poorly.
But you know they really came back. Mahmoud Dahoud has really been incredible. You know, as a kid, coming over as a Syrian refugee, becoming one of the most touted German talents in the Bundesliga, and then not even the Bundesliga, in for all Germany.
Mm-hmm.
That's really remarkable. And you know, like seriously, like all the love and praise to him. You know, I'm really happy that he goes, you know, from such a difficult struggle to where he is right now. I'm actually really happy for him. And you know, Champions League again. Hopefully they can stick it around this time. They're losing
They have to qualify for Champions League, don't they?
Yeah, they have to qualify.
They have to qualify,
but
they should. They should.
They're losing a very instrumental player in Xhaka. Last year they clearly struggled because Kramer went back to Leverkusen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how some of my friends over in Germany would feel about Leverkusen, but I really like them. First of all, they picked up some Hamburg players, which I'm quite fond of. I'm a Hamburg fan. I'll follow those players. They picked up Ta. I remember watching him when he first got called up as a 17-year-old. I'm like, this guy's going to be good. This guy's going to be good. Like, he's just a really intelligent player. And guess what? I was right. I looked at Schala and I looked at Son. I knew these guys would be good players from a very young age. Not just because I'm a Hamburg fan. And they've done really good things. And, you know, they're building... I see them as building one of the most legitimate projects in all of Europe. Obviously, that's... For a team that isn't a top team yet. because obviously Bayern, they're already, they're not a project. They're already a finished project. And they just keep on building on that. But Leverkusen, they picked up a lot of young talent. They have a really young keeper in Leno. Have a really young defensive core. Toprak is going. So we're going to have Ta and Yedvai playing together. And then they need to pick up a right back. They have Vendel, who's been really, really good this season. Really great left back. They have Kramer. Bender can play another couple years. Bender's a great captain. I love them to see him call up for Germany. We have Shalanulu. They switched the formations, which I'm not particularly a fan of. I liked it a lot better when we played the 4-3-3. We've been pretty good with the 4-4-2. We signed Kiesling to an extension, whether Chicharito leaves or not. Julian Brandt, like, I'm happy about him. I was upset with Dortmund. I lost it when they said Pulisic is going to be an important first team player. Okay, you know what? Not that you're not good enough, Pulisic, but you're 17 years old. Your body can't handle those games. You can't keep up with that. What I liked about Brandt, Bayer Leverkusen did it proper. You know what? They knew he's an important player to the team. He was an important 11th, 12th or 13th man. And, they kept on playing him late on in the games, like around the 7th minute. Or they'd start him, and they take him off the 7th minute. He's young. His body can't handle that. They've been really, really properly sinking him into the team. And he's been outstanding towards the end of the season. For a good part, he had a 5-goal scoring streak in every game. And he has, the way he's been playing, he better be called up for the Euros. And you know what? They need to pick up another striker. I love Kiesling. He's a good striker, but he's not going to be the kind of guy that they want to win the league. He's getting old, and he's going to be a good backup striker. And for me, they're both looking at Hoffenheim's Follens, which I think would be a great striker for them, suits the style, and Mbolo from FC Basel. And you know what? If they pick up a striker and maybe another defensive player, a fullback, a right back, I think they can continue where they're going, third, second place, and potentially next year could be a big title run. It could be really close compared to this year. I've been just on my own kind of thing. Schalke's been really good. I really like Schalke. They keep their players. They keep their players. That's the thing.
They keep their players.
I hope they learn their lesson now. They might even get Draxler back. I told you about that. So
no, they're not.
Wolfsburg are in 8th place.
They're not getting Draxler back.
Hey.
If he goes anywhere, it's gonna be the Premier League or Serie A.
I love to see him at Juventus, but Juventus are looking at both at Götze and Draxler, and I think both of them would be very good for Juventus. And if they get either of those two, I think Juventus can be legitimate contenders for the Champions League. Not that they already aren't, but I feel like they can be legitimate contenders.
Why go back? Why go back to Schalke? It doesn't make any sense at all. But
that's his home. It does make that much sense, but
it doesn't make it.
It's a real shame to see Stuttgart go down in the league. Bremen really kind of came back. I'm really happy for. I shouldn't be saying this as a Hamburg fan, but Pizarro. I'm really happy for him. He broke the foreign player record. He's now 9th in scoring. If he scores 6 more goals, he's going to break both Klaus Olof's record and Dieter Müller. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, guys. For the top goal scorer, he's going to make it up to 6. And Pizarro has just been an absolute phenomenal player for the Bundesliga. Whatever team you cheer for, you have to like Pizarro. He's been good. Everyone likes pizza, right?
Just stop.
Just stop?
Just stop. That was such a bad show.
Alright.
It just, no. Alright, anyways, predictions for next year, I guess.
Predictions for next year? I'm saying either Dortmund, Wolfsburg, depending if they keep their players, or Leverkusen are going to be up to win the league. I don't think Bayern are going to win. I think their primary focus is going to be on Champions League.
Yeah.
I think Hoffenheim and Darmstadt are going to get relegated. And I like to see Bremen. They've been playing very potent offensive football. Same with Freiburg, and I think both of them. Bremen's going to have more close to Europa League, and I think Freiburg are going to do very well in the league and get mid-table.
No, I'm going to say this until you know, the other teams become stronger. Bayern, whether or not they focus on Champions League or not, they're just too strong. Their team is just way too strong to lose. Dortmund, like I said, maybe in a couple of years, Leverkusen in a couple of years. If Schalke keep their players in a couple of years, I don't see Bayern losing next year. They're just too strong of a team to lose, but could be wrong. Who knows? I don't see it. I mean, you got Lewandowski, you got Muller, you got Douglas Costa, who's been truly incredible this season. You have a goaltender where even if you get by Boateng and now Hummels, you have to try and beat Neuer.
It's not an easy task.
If Alaba actually plays properly and Ron play properly at their fullback positions,
They need
they're
a new right back,
unbeatable.
though. And they need a new right back because Long's probably going to retire in a few years.
Yeah, in a few years they will, but they look unbeatable right now. Thiago's going to City. I think Pep's going to buy Thiago at City anyways. But midfield-wise, Kimmich's going to be a great young talent. And if Ancelotti plays him at center back, then I don't know.
I lose respect for Ancelotti there.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But Kimmich's going to be a great young midfielder in a couple of years. Kingsley Coman will be fantastic in a couple of years as well. And yeah, until Dortmund continues, if Dortmund continues to sell their players, they're not going to win. They're not going to win. Leverkusen will keep their players, or I can't see them selling them. If Schalke keep their players, will do extremely well. But until then, Bayern will continue to dominate in both Europe and domestically. And I'm sticking with that until something colossal happens. I mean, absolutely colossal, but I can't see it happening. So anyways, last remarks? Any last remarks?
You know what? I wish the Bundesliga would have more respect. Obviously, the fans love it. I love the 50-50. I love the 50-50. There's not many people that do it. I love how they get with the fans. The tickets are cheap. You can get a really good seat for €20. That's awesome. And it's not because of German. I just think it's a great team. I love how they constantly promote the youth. You know, like you have like every team's like kind of like a factory team. Like you have instrumental big players go, and you have a really good academy. You can bring up another guy up, right?
Yeah, their youth is incredible, and I wish Serie A would adapt to their youth. I really enjoy how they have a clause in like a certain amount of youth players have to play on each team. And they only have to be, well, they don't have to be German, but, you know, a certain amount of German players have to be on the team, which I like too. And Premier League has now adapted that. So that's why I feel if they do it properly, England could have a very solid team in a few years. But we don't know, that's England. So they've possibly, yeah, that's the youth system I've always been a fan of in Bundesliga. And just passionate fans watching this year, very passionate fans, you know, showing up to games, you know, rooting their team on no matter what they finish. Very, very good players. You got some of the best players in the world in Lewandowski and Muller and Hummels and Boateng are there. They all play for Bayern. But then you have Marco Reus, Dortmund player. Julian Draxler, very good player. And Aubameyang, if he stays and doesn't go, very promising. And I would definitely give Bundesliga a watch. Now they've now been showing games on Fox, so I would definitely give them a look. That's it for the real. No comments.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for Bundesliga, guys. Next video will be Serie A. So peace.